Hello, it's Tim from Fair Play Now on the 8th of March 2025. So I thought I'd have to come on here and just tell you this crazy story, and it's from a direction you're probably not expecting, but it just shows you the direction of things. And I guess it also shows you how something that at first glance might seem pretty innocuous, well, when you know what really goes on in this world, it's just another sign of kind of the direction the powers that shouldn't be want the world to go. Another sinister sign as far as I'm concerned. And it's to do, believe it or not, with the latest version of Monopoly, you know, the famous board game that we all grew up with. And you know what the score is there, don't you? You get all the money, you've got a banker, and you go around and try and do the best you can and make as much money as you can with it. Well, guess what? This latest version of Monopoly is doing away with the banker, and it's doing away with the cash. And that's all going to be replaced by apparently some kind of app on your phone or tablet, which is going to take care of everybody's transactions as they play the game, and somehow keep track of where everybody is. So you might think, well, what's wrong with that? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It is essentially, when you think about it, training kids and young people to not ever expect to have to use cash again, because if you want to move the world in a cashless direction, having this board game which they're sort of growing up with that involves the use of cash is going to seem a bit anomalous and a bit of a contradiction. So by them kind of aligning the game of Monopoly with how they want the modern world to go, for everything to be cashless, everything to be done with apps and all of that kind of thing, it's just another sort of pillar being knocked away from the usage of cash, isn't it? And again, if you're fairly new to this channel, you might be thinking, well, what's wrong with the cashless society? Why are you so concerned about this kind of thing? Well, by removing cash, you are essentially building the walls to your own future enslavement and imprisonment, because if you think about it, if you've got a petrol car full of petrol and a wallet full of cash, you can basically go anywhere in the country you want, and it doesn't matter what the government say, you can just go wherever and be totally free. Whereas if you've got an electric vehicle which can be turned off remotely anytime they deem fit, or geo-fenced, which means you can't drive anywhere kind of further than, let's say, 10 miles from your home before it's either switches off or tells you to turn around, otherwise it will shortly switch off. And then you've only got a credit card or a debit card or other forms of cashless payment, which you can only use if you're only a certain distance from your house and no further. Let's say they limit that to any outlet that's less than 10 miles from your home, and if you go beyond that, none of your sort of cashless payments will work. So that is the way they want to move things, and they want to really enslave us by taking total control over our finances and total control over our freedom of movement. And these are the ways that they are attempting to do it, because the powers that shouldn't be want complete and total control over us all. And the likes of me and many other people believe in fighting back against that. We can't have these people telling us how to run our lives in every, kind of down to every last single detail. And if we allow them to have their cashless society, that is going to be a very major pillar in enabling them to do that. So that is why I'm so passionate about this whole cash thing. And that is why when I see these things like this cashless monopoly, I just think, instead of just thinking, well, so what, like I perhaps would have done years ago, I just see, yeah, I can see the direction they're going with that. So obvious. And once you see this kind of thing, you can never unsee it. So yeah, I thought I'd just come on and chat about that. But yeah, Monopoly, eh? Who would have thought it? So just a couple of shout outs before I go today. It's going to be a fairly short video. First of all, tomorrow, I've mentioned this in the last couple of videos, kind of up there in central London, we're going to meet for this alternative COVID Remembrance Day thing, and we're going to be outside Downing Street along Whitehall there at 1 p.m. That's tomorrow, Sunday the 9th of March, and I'm going, and if you're going to go, please feel free to come up to me and say hello. And then the other thing is that I'm doing soon is next Sunday, which is the 16th of March, I'm doing this Cheltenham Supporting the Farmers event, which is going to be a series of talks and networking opportunities with people who are kind of starting to make a stand against the whole threat to the farming industry and community. They've got alternative schemes to enable you or empower you to go out and buy directly from your local farmers rather than relying on the supermarkets. Again, food is another way they want to control us, our food supplies, and again what we have to do is push back against that by sorting out our own sources of food, and that is what this event next Sunday is going to start teaching us all about, because like you, I'm not particularly up to speed on this kind of thing. I am a little bit through things I've done, but I could do with learning a lot more about it. So I'm greatly looking forward to getting down to Cheltenham. The details you'll see up on the screen here, the address and everything, and I'll also leave that in the description box. So again, if you want to get along to Cheltenham, 10 o'clock start, I believe. So if you get there by about 9:30 next Sunday for 10 o'clock start, I will see you there. And if not, I'll be filming that event and filming the events that take place tomorrow as well. So if you can't get along to either, I'll be doing my usual thing and reporting on it. So greatly looking forward to both events. Should be good. And yeah, I'll leave it there for now. Tim from Fair Play now. Thanks for watching.